Dungeons and Dragons was a popular RPG game out there with a lot of 80s nerds and what have you. It still was big going into the 90s and what have you. With spin-off and animated series and even some movies in the early 2000s. But those weren't really that great until just more recently when I saw the brand new reboot film Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, now playing in theaters. But is this new film as good as the critics say? Or is this just another big disappointment of a film based on the great game we've known and loved for years? If you're a nerd, that is, even though I may not play it. Watch this spoiler-free review and find out. Big Days! Entertainment rankings and reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a spoiler-free review of the just now released fantasy heist action comedy flick Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, released by Paramount, along with E1, which is a subsidiary of Hasbro, who of course owns the rights to this. The film was directed by Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly, who co-wrote the screenplay with Michael Gilio from a story by Chris McKay and Gilio himself. Films based on the tabletop role-playing game Dungeons & Dragons and set in the Forgotten Realms campaign setting, and has no connections to the film trilogy released between 2000 and 2012, which was released by New Line Cinema. Which I haven't seen. I've only seen the first film, and I've not reviewed it, so don't bother asking why, okay? Because I know that film didn't do so well. Anyway, the film stars Chris Pine, along with Michelle Rodriguez, Reggae John Page, Justice Smith, Sophia Lillis, and Hugh Grant. Now, production went through various phases in development since 2013 after the last film had come out, because the others were direct-to-video released. Now, Warner Bros. began with Warner Bros. After being Hasbro and Universal in a lawsuit over the film rights to the tabletop role-playing game itself before moving to Paramount, each with various writers and directors. And well, they got to it, and let me tell you, it's pretty good. Now, we start with one of our main characters, Edgen Darvis. He spends years working as a member of the Harpers, a secret order of peacekeepers, until his wife is killed by a red wizard he had previously apprehended. Accompanied by barbarian Holga Kilgore, Edgen attempts to make a new life for himself and his daughter Kira by turning to death, forming a team with amateur sorcerer Simon Amar and rogue Forge Fitzwilliam and his acquaintance Sophina. While performing a raid on Harper's stronghold, Edgen attempts to steal a resurrection tablet to bring back his wife. But Edgen and Holga are captured in the process while Forge, Sophina, and Simon escape. They escape from prison and learns that Forge has become the Lord of Neverwinter after the prior Lord became mysteriously incapacitated. And that Forge has been taking care of Kira, but Sophia is revealed to be a red wizard, and Edgen has gone to greed and selfishness and what have you. And that's what led to, well, and learned that from Kira and what have you. But anyway, but after they learn about Sophina being a red wizard, well, our two heroes, Edgen and Holga, decide to regroup the other thieves in this group. So anyway, that's all the story I'm going to give to you. If you want to know what the rest is, just see the movie. Now, my thoughts on the film was that I thought this was definitely a good redemption for this. Believe me, while the original Dungeons and Dragons films were absolutely distant, what have you, and I knew there was some direct-to-video follow-ups to that one, but never saw them and what have you. But this one just won it big time. The film had gotten good reviews even before it got released. Well, it had some special previews before it ever got released. Critics loved it, praised the direction, the visual effects, action sequences, emotional weight, performances, tone, humor, and the cast chemistry. So, anyway, so far it's doing pretty well and what have you. And I have to agree with the critics. I loved every bit of this. This was definitely a big redemption. I even experienced an Easter egg in this, but I'm going to keep that hush hush. I'm not telling you what it is, though. Nope. So don't bother asking, because you're just going to have to see for yourself, okay? It will surprise you if you are a fan of Dungeons and Dragons back in the 80s, Now, as for our cast, Chris Pine plays Edgen, and I must admit he was very good. Michelle Rodriguez, who of course we'll see her back in Fast X next month, plays Holga. She was very good as well. Reggae Jean Page plays Zenkyendar. Yes, I have to give him credit for doing so well. Then there's Simon Amar, who is played by Justice Smith, whom we recently saw in Detective Pikachu a few years back. Sophia Lillis plays Doric. Yes, I will say that character was really shocking and what have you. Of course, Lillis recently played Beverly Marsh in both parts of the It remake a few years back. And British actor Hugh Grant plays Forge. I must say, he's pretty good in this role, just like how he was, just as much as he was a bad guy in Paddington 2 a few years back. And next we have Chloe Coleman, who I've known best from seeing her in films like My Spy, Gunpowder Milkshake, and Marry Me. And she's more recently been seen in Avatar: The Way of Water, and more recently 65, which recently opened not so long ago last month. Well, you will get a review of that later on this year since I didn't go see it. So I'm waiting for it to come to Netflix. Oh yeah, she was also in Timmy Failure. Mistakes Were Made as well. So she plays Kira. I have to say she was very good. And Daisy Head played Safina, the Red Wizard. Definitely a great villainess. Anyway, I thought it was pretty good. Bradley Cooper has a cameo appearance in this as well as Holga's ex-husband. And I gotta say, it was really something. Now as for our score, it was done by Lorne Balfe. I do believe I've seen that name before. Yes, he's recently done the scores for films such as Terminator Genisys and Mission Impossible Fallout, as well as Home and Penguins of Madagascar. So, anyway, I have to say he's pretty good. He also recently done the new fanfare for Skydance, the production company, which debuted with the Adam Project. So anyway, I think the score was really good too. The humor and the tone was absolutely good. And the chemistry between the cast was absolutely superb. I think the action and thrills of this made this film so incredible. So I gotta say, this is going to make it big at the box office. So far, it's currently at 91% on Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter, which is already certified fresh. According to them, they say it's an infectiously good-spirited comedy with a solid emotional core and that it offers fun fantasy and adventure even if you don't know your HP from your OP. Yeah, I gotta give it credit and why have you. Really, really something. So, Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves was definitely really good. And you do get a mid-credit scene, which I actually liked. One part where they, well, had to ask questions to corpses and why have you. That was absolutely something. Now, there is to be a spin-off television series that was announced in development. And recently, Paramount Plus gave the show a straight-to-series order and will consist of 8 episodes, with Entertainment One and Paramount serving as production companies for the film. As for a follow-up to this film, well, we'll see what happens. I think it just might be able to pull this off. So anyway, I definitely would recommend you see Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Trust me, you're gonna love it. So with everything said, I'm going to give Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves 5 stars, which of course means on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving it a 10. So, have you seen Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves? If you have, let me know what you thought about in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you my March 2023 Rewatches ranking. So, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, check out my reviews for these other flicks and what have you that have a little bit of a feel to this similar feel to them. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of the film that started all for the Wizarding World, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. The upper right-hand corner is my review of The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, both of which came out in 2001. Or if you would like, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my Saturday morning TV log on the Dungeons & Dragons cartoon from 1983. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video, games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.